I caught my wife cheating, but I didn't have the courage to rush over and stop her. I turned and walked away. I found 2 buttons. It turned out my wife was cheating with my boss. I wanted to be alone for a while to calm down. Suddenly, a gun was pressed against me. It was a robber. He demanded I hand over all my money, but I laughed. I slammed my foot on the gas pedal. The car sped off at full throttle. The robber screamed in terror, but I didn't react at all. I drove frantically through the narrow alleys. Passers-by scrambled to get out of the way. Then I threw my wallet out the window. Before the robber could react, I pulled out my pepper spray and sprayed it straight into his face. The mugger cursed furiously, but when he opened his eyes again, all he saw was the car speeding ahead. By the time the mugger came to, we'd already reached the outskirts of town. He begged me to let him go, but I still ignored him. I pulled over at a restaurant. The robber tried to flag down a car to escape, but no one paid him any attention. He could only go back inside the restaurant. I was about to pay the bill when I suddenly realized I'd just lost my wallet. In the end, the robber ended up paying the bill. It was then that I found out his name was Jack. Jack immediately guessed that my wife was having an affair. I was so furious that I grabbed him by the throat. After that, we continued on our way. We stopped at a gas station along the way. But as soon as I turned my head, I saw Jack robbing the convenience store. I was furious. The next second, the store owner came charging out with a shotgun. I was stunned and quickly started the car to get away. But the store owner was hot on her heels, refusing to let us get away. Suddenly, a police car appeared ahead. I immediately jerked the steering wheel to change lanes. It looked like we were about to crash into the store owner's car. Jack and I took the opportunity to make a clean getaway. I scolded Jack. "If you're going to rob someone, you should rob a rich person, like my boss." No sooner had I said that than a bold idea popped into my head. I decided to head back into the city. Just then, another car suddenly slammed into us. To our surprise, we had become the targets of a robbery ourselves. 2 robbers forced our car to stop. In the chaos, Jack's gun went off accidentally. The bullet grazed my shoulder. The 2 robbers panicked and had no choice but to let us go. Fortunately, I only suffered a minor graze. Afterward, I made my way to the company building. We smashed the glass and lured the security guards away. Then we sped all the way to the vault. But to my surprise, my passcode wouldn't open it. My boss had actually changed the passcode. Luckily, Jack was a computer whiz. He easily hacked into the security system. We pried open the safe and stole all the cash inside. Before leaving, I deliberately took off my mask and smashed the boss's most prized statue. Back at the hotel, Jack was ecstatic, looking at the huge pile of cash. But I was filled with anxiety, so I called my wife. That's when I found out it was all a misunderstanding. The woman I'd seen that day was actually my wife's younger sister. I was stunned and immediately decided to return the money. But when I got back to the hotel, I saw the 2 robbers. Jack was also tied up on the balcony. I flung open the door and grabbed the rope tied to Jack. But before I could even breathe a sigh of relief, Jack fell to the ground. Fortunately, he wasn't hurt. We rushed out of the hotel in pursuit. I drove my car to block the robber's vehicle. We jumped out and caught up with the fleeing robbers. Jack and I worked together to recover all the money. The next day, the boss checked the surveillance footage to track down the thieves. I thought I was done for, but to my surprise, there was nothing on the footage. Jack had actually swapped out the video.